Shut up.
And I'm hearing you, Lord. I'm hearing you, Lord. Oh, I'm hearing you, Lord. I'm hearing you, Lord. Oh, I'm hearing you, Lord. Alien, fall right through hell and come back again.
All right, guys, I want to talk about this for 1 second. I've been pretty busy, and this has been putting up. Like I said, it's been busy the last few weeks, work and everything, short of help. You know, New Year, same shit, same stuff. Excuse me. I'm trying not to curse this year. Anyway, do me a big favor, hit the like button, subscribe, and share. It helps me out with that algorithm if you're new to the channel. If you're not, let's get into this video. So let's talk about the FLASH Director. I do want to talk about this. We're going to talk about multiple things. Andy Muschietti. So I do want to get this out here, though, and there was another article, too, touching upon this. There's a lot of stuff about this dude. Honestly, I really don't care. When I'm about to get into the article, by the title of this video, talk about the Flash and everything like that. But I do want to say he has not talked to James Gunn since the filming of Superman. Let me address that before I go to anything else. So he's saying the Batman is still on, the Brave and the Bold one. Cool. But if you have not talked to James Gunn, plans are changing. James Gunn wants to bring the Batman into the fold of the universe. And look, I think it's a good idea, not because I trust James Gunn, it's because I don't want 2 or 3 different Batmans out there. That's too much. Focus on other characters and just put Batman in the universe. And you're probably saying, well, so you want James Gunn Batman to be goofy? No, they can still keep it serious, but I just don't want 2 or 3 different Batmans. It's not going to do anybody no favors. People are like, no, it will. When you see those box office numbers, we're going to have a whole different conversation. But that's just my opinion on it. But if you have not talked to him, so how do you know that still is on a plan? Because you can tell James Gunn wants that to happen, and Matt Reeves does not want it to happen. He wants to continue his crime saga, which is fine, if you ask me. Honestly, I don't think he needs another Batman film. Just continuing the Batman Matt Reeves universe, let that wrap up, and then add the Batman into the DC universe. That's what I would do. But anyway, yeah, so I just want to touch upon that. I think that's it's contradicting. How you going to say the movie's still on, but yet you haven't talked to James Gunn since the filming of Superman? So you don't know. Anyway, let's get into this article, because I don't want to make the video longer than what it is. So he talks about this. This is what Mr. Andy Muschietti has said. It's the results of mental health situation. You know, it turned out that way. It turned out, he's talking about the Flash box office. They were dealing with mental health situations. He's talking about Ezra Miller. In the situations, I'm not going to read this whole thing. I'm going to paraphrase it. Talk about what Ezra Miller did in Hawaii, all the extra stuff, grooming minors and everything like that. He says mental health. It could be mental health. It could be anything else. I don't care. Yes, that was a factor to the box office. Let's move on. I'll say this happened months before the release, which it did, just before the premiere, and well, it was a setback. And later on, there's other factors like superhero fatigue. You could say there was superhero fatigue. I can't say that. I think the general audience have moved away from that, but there's other factors too. There's factors of the reshoots. People don't like Ezra Miller as an actor. The fact that this film it was in development for almost close to 2 decades. So it was a lot of factor. Previous regime changes certain things of the last film, then the new regime coming in changes certain things, and like I said, reshoots and all that other stuff. So later on, other factors piled up. Fatigue of superhero, we brought that up years later. I started learning other factors, like how when a movie like this is made, there's expectations to appeal to 4 quadrants of the audience. And this movie, that apart from everything else I mentioned, I think failed in the sense that it didn't appeal to all 4 quadrants of the audience. When you're making a $200 million film, the studio expects to bring everyone, even your grandmother, to the theater. And in a private conversation later on, I learned things like how a lot of people were interested in the Flash as a character. Well, we will talk about that in a minute. For all those quadrants, the 2 female quadrants, many women didn't care about Flash as a character. These are things that worked against the movie, and I gradually found out about them. But I'm very happy with the movie, and I highly recommend it. Okay, so let's touch upon that. There are things that worked against the movie, and gradually found out about them. Let's see here. He said the two female quantities, many women didn't care about the Flash. All right, let's talk about that. Honestly, that's bullshit. Because the Flash as a character has been on television by that time almost 10 to 9 seasons on the CW. And that's a female audience. People cared about the Flash. I mean, and again, if they did not care, it's DC and Warner Brothers' job to make people to care. That's what Marvel did. No one cared about Iron Man until Marvel made people to care. No one cared about Thor, then Marvel made people to care. Nobody cared about Captain America, but Marvel made people to care. Same with Black Panther, same with everything else. But if you want to count phase 1, Captain America, Thor, and Iron Man, it took time. And it worked. You have to do the homework to get the results you want. You can't cheat and try to no, just because one person does it may not work for you. This movie was never going to get the money they wanted. They wanted $1 billion. They were never going to get that. So start small. Don't set yourself up for failure. If you know that a budget is over $100 million, set a goal for $800 to $700 million, which you easily can get. But if you got a $200 million budget, and that's the problem, they put all these money with they don't need $200 million budgets. Those are Avengers movies. Those are team-up movies. Earn it, and then you'll get it. They didn't do that. But again, there's a lot of factors in play that's why the movie bombed. I mean, there's a lot of factors. But to say that no female cared about the Flash is asinine. And another thing about the movie, and I said this since I'm blue to face, you had a TV show, and you could tell he does not know this character. If he did, he would have done this. You had the TV show running. Why didn't the Flash, Grant Gustin Flash, not appear in that live-action movie? That is acidine to its finest. Having Grant Gustin in there would have got people in the seats, but they didn't do that. They wanted to do their own thing. They wanted to add Kryptonians, Man of Steel, and all this stuff. It became a mess. You took a Flashpoint storyline. It's a movie of its own self. And you shit on it. You poo-poo on it. And they were trying to reset the universe for Supergirl, Batgirl to take over. That's all that film was. We weren't stupid until David Zaslav came in and put a kibosh to that. That's the only thing David Zaslav has done, and I agree with. I'll say it till I'm blue in the face. Walter Hanana and Ann Snardoff killed the DC universe. And I hate to say it, they killed the brand of DC. And I'll probably do that in another video, talk about that, how they killed the brand of DC. Wasn't Josh Whedon, wasn't Jeff Johns, wasn't David Zaslav, wasn't James Gunn, it wasn't even Peter Safran. It was Walter Hanana and Ann Snardoff. Excuse me, I can't even talk right now. And I see a lot of people give them passes. Not on this channel. We're not going to do that here. I'm going to call out the truth on what really happened. Those were the two. If you notice, that's when the box office numbers started dipping when he got control. Will Johnson, he did Aquaman. Aquaman was already done by the time he came in. Jeff Johns already had that written and produced. Now, the sequel, that's on him. The Flash, that's on him. Shazam, Fury of Gods, that's on him. Now, I'm not going to say nothing that Walter Hanama did was bad. He did the Shazam film. I thought that was very good. He did Joker. That was a hit. But that's it. So, yeah, I mean, but do I think Andy Muschietti should work on the next Batman film? No, I don't think he should. I think they need to find somebody else. Because the first thing is, Andy Muschietti, the guy who worked on The Flash, that's not something you want to be as a tagline, if you ask me. But what do I know? As always, guys, like, subscribe. Peace. Have a Johnson's Day. I'll see you guys next video.